Well, welcome everyone. I'm Eva McGinnis, and I'm just so happy to see all of you with us today. So, welcome to Be the Light with Reverend Jan Jorgensen, and she's going to be speaking to us about being the light with a Jesuit-inspired message. And as you all know, we are the Heart family. Are you able to see my PowerPoint or not? Yes?
No, I'm not.
Not if you, okay, let me share it again.
I think mine is doing something strange, but I'm gonna leave it like it is.
There you go. Beautiful.
Okay,
Oh,
wonderful.
okay. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, it wasn't coming through earlier that I saw. So we are the Heart family. We're based on love-centered messages. And you know, our beloved Jeshua, Mother Mary, Father Joseph, and Mary Magdalene, and channeled by our beloved Reverend Judith Coates. And I talked to her yesterday, and she sends her love. She's doing well. You know, we've got 9 books of the Jesuit, the Person of Christ, and diving deeper is a way for us to monthly explore the Jesuit teachings with our heart family, the way to be together and in community, and to benefit all who are on their spiritual path of awakening. So our agenda today is we'll have a opening prayer with Reverend Josie, then we'll have a message from Dr. Jan, and a discussion of the Jesuit quote and teachings, and hope that you all participate. And then we'll have a guided meditation and closing in prayer. So just wanted to make sure that you know our mission is to promote peace on earth, respect for all life, and empowerment of each person to fulfill his or her highest potential. So at this point, I'm going to stop the share and ask Reverend Josie, who is in charge of our prayer ministry at Oakbridge University, to lead us in our opening prayer.
As we become still, beloved souls, we know that we are here by divine appointment. We have come together to be the light, to be the joy, to be the peace. Yes, we know that we study. Yes, we know that we pray and meditate. Yet we know that what we're looking for, we're looking with. So we give thanks for this beautiful, beautiful gathering together of minds and souls, knowing that everything is in divine and perfect order and unfolding as it should, knowing that there is nothing to fix, but for us to see it right, not to set it right. We're knowing that everything is as it should be, because what we resist persists. So we allow ourselves to let go and be, allow ourselves to move with the ease and speed of spirit, allowing the brothers and sisters to look upon us and say, oh my God, what is it that she knows? What is it that he knows? And we know that they also are the same as we are. And when they become open and receptive to the truth of their being, they too will say, I am that I am. So we go forth in this beloved night that we call diving deeper. And that is exactly what we're going to do with our beloved friend, Jorgensen. I think it's Jan Jorgensen. And all is well and well indeed, as we say, as we be one with her tonight in peace, in love, and in joy. And so it is. Amen and amen.
Amen. Thank you, Josie. Thank you for always saying the inspiring words that touch our hearts so very much. Thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, for each and every one of you to be here. It's summertime, and there are many things that call us, and yet your hearts are here with this community in this wonderful way that we have to build the love and the light. So let me just go back to my sharing. And I want to share the Joshua message, the inspirational message that we're going to be speaking about, and that Jan and I have been inspired by as a way of carrying forward that message of Joshua's to be the light. And as you can see, the quote is, "Light is dynamic love in expression. You are the light, unlimited, unbounded, forever expressing. Would you judge the light? Light does not judge itself. Light is. Light pours forth and is pouring forth, scattering the darkness before it. Allow the light which you are to shine forth in such radiance and such joy. You offer others the opportunity to see the light that they are." Wow, isn't that powerful?
Yes, it is.
Just to read that. And I have that quote on my desk to look at every once in a while to remind myself. So that's why I'm so excited to have our very special guest, Reverend Dr. Jan Jorgensen, to be with us, and because this is her specialty, this is something that she has been studying and working with for a long time. She describes herself as a universal messenger, and she facilitates workshops, circles, networking for planetary upliftment. Isn't that what we're all about? As an educator, healer, TV and radio host, author, Jan bridges science and spirit in practical, relatable processes. She has developed a voice release method of healing and liberating voices, especially women's long silence voices, for which she received her doctorate degree from Gateway University, our own Reverend Kimberly's incredible program, doctorate program. And she's also been a part of the Hart family, and she's facilitated workshops and at our advanced.
Going out, Eva.
She's a gifted singer and also just an incredible shining light. So here are some of the discussion questions that she's going to be talking about. I just want to give you a preview, so you might think about these as she talks about her inspiration with the light. So how does this revelation, and it may not be a recent revelation, you may have known this a while, but it kind of takes a while to sink in. So how do you make being the light, the truth, real in your daily life? And do you see how sharing your light as love and joy can transform your life? So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Reverend Jan, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being with us on this beautiful day.
Let's take a breath together. Thank you, Josie. A nice breath together through our nose and out through our mouth. And we are just embodying this divine light together here today because you made a decision and intention to come. And I love it when people say light, light, light. And Josie, I wanted to start singing amen when you were speaking. And I feel your hearts. I feel your truth. And if God is a chandelier, you are the shiny prisms. I work with a lot of people and they need a lot of Windex on their prisms to let that divine light come through. But this group, I just feel it is just already a portal of light. And when two or more are gathered. So I work with vibration. I work with the vibration of Christ, of Source, and our own physical bodies to blend and become one with our divine core. And so you've heard us, and what we're going to do now, I'm going to hit this bowl 3 times and unmute and say your name so we can weave our voices together and create a community, a communal, beautiful chalice of intentional divine light together. So when you say your name, you're going to be grounding yourself here and imagine that you are weaving yourself into this community of divine light, like weaving a basket. So when we do the meditation later, it just flows right in, and we can bathe in it together. Here we go. On the 3rd ring, say your name.
Josie Johnson Rogers.
Can you feel that? Can you feel that music? Can you feel our presence? As we speak, we make light manifest on earth in a creative way that I'm going to be talking to you about. I taught in San Francisco at the Sound and Consciousness Institute how to heal with your voice. Your voice is vibration. And when you are whole and when you are leaning into your divine consciousness, I can show you through science that you are bathing others with divine principles, truth, beauty, goodness, and love. So I didn't always know this. In fact, I suffered. I had a lot of anxiety. I wanted to be a singer. And when I was a teenager and a young adult, I would sing, and I never knew if I was going to fall apart. I had a cabaret show in San Francisco. I mean, that's pretty cool stuff. Solo singer, torch singer. But I always had that flutter of anxiety. And I'll tell you what made the difference. I had 2 small children, and I thought, well, what am I going to do now? I'm not going to be a torch singer, wear the velvet dresses. And so someone said, well, Jan, why don't you become a certified music practitioner with the Music for Healing and Transition program, where I would use my voice, my body, and instruments as a bridge from life to death. So very interesting. I stopped thinking and watching and judging myself, and I let go. And I could sing and I could let heaven stream through me. And I would pray, let heaven sing through me. And the state of grace, my hands vibrate as I say it, the state of grace that just entered that room, and I'm a registered nurse, and I could see the clients begin to breathe and let go. And I realized music is the only thing unchanged from heaven to earth. And I could be a tuning fork and hear God's music and let it come through me unfettered by human tension. And I said, this feeling, I didn't know, I completely came out of fear. And that's the thing that blocks love. I sat there in that full state of grace, and I said, I'm going to study this, and I'm going to master it, and I'm going to teach it, and to the highest degree try to be it. Because if I can help facilitate releasing fear from the human body of dying, what's a greater human fear? Of public speaking, of saying your truth. And so if we're spiritually waking up and we are saying things that people aren't quite sure about, that you're changing. If you're becoming truly spiritually guided, sometimes that doesn't fit with everybody. So I said, can I help remove fear of living and living in the light fully, courageously, and saying what comes through me. And often I'd say, well, what would Jesus do? And I go, oh, I'm not that courageous. But I'd have to say, if Spirit tells me to say something that is going to assist the person and nudge them a little bit, I say it. I say it now. So that began my studying. As a nurse, I'm like, why? I began studying vocal prints. I could see fear, and I could look and study all the different ways that we push love away and that we can't speak our own truth. We even push that away. I studied consciousness. I studied human auras. I actually had very sensitive cameras film me in my normal speaking voice. And then when I did the Be the Light process, which I'm going to teach you, and we're going to do it today, I did the Be the Light process where I could say if we're all these little hourglasses, you know, the sands of time, and right at our crown chakra, we just let a little bit of light through, or a little bit of Jesus, a little bit, but we are so afraid to totally be the light because it's scary to let go with our ego. And that's what I did at hospice. I let go. So I thought, could science show me what I'm doing? And so I did a little video. I drove down to Redwood City with a friend who heals with their hands. And I watched how pure light, white light came out of her hands when she said her intention. And then I said, it's my turn. So they filmed me just singing regularly, and it was interesting. But when I did the Be the Light and I opened this up, are you ready for this? Pure gold streamed out of my mouth. Pure
Oh,
gold.
wow.
And then gold streamed out of my hands. And I said, this Be the Light stuff really works. And all I did was talk to myself and use my words. And the words I'm going to teach you in a few minutes, which will put the reins of the light in your hand. It's so easy. It's 10 minutes to be the light. So it took me a while with all that experimentation of doing aura readings when I was mad at somebody or upset about something, and I'd be purple or this. And then I'd meditate and I'd try to get the energy of Christed consciousness to come in, and it would show a big yellow ball trying to get in my head, but my negativity and my emotions were pushing it back with different colors. So I was able to visually see and then study with scientists who created technology so you could see your voice print and cymatics. And when I teach classes, I show you voice prints. And they actually, now here's the wow part. Your voice just is not the frequencies of your voice box or how you're feeling in that moment. Your voice holds all of your beliefs, your unconscious and conscious desires, limitations, resistances. That's why we love some people immediately with their voices. And sometimes we have codependent relationships because they have high frequencies that we lack. So I began to say, wait a minute, if I study the voice, it's the key. How do we come into relationship and how we repeat negative patterns over and over, and developed voice release, which somatically helps go into the body, release, and then you become the light. Your voice just flowers across, and all the colors come up and they ring extremely high. All the energy comes up, and you go over 732 hertz. You pop your head through this reality, and you can see Jesus. You're in the interdimensional realm. You are with the divine beings. So I learned that my grandmother, my mom, everybody would pray, and they had these miracles. But I didn't want woo-woo, so I studied with physics and science. So when I speak to people who are in the regular world, I have stuff to show them now. And then I say, would you rather be a person holding such a high vibration that your thoughts create, that your light invites in other co-creators who are full of light, and you can create miracles together and change matter? And there's the other thing, that if you're full of light and you're looking good and you're happy, you don't age and you're not in pain, everybody else says, I want what Jan's drinking. And then,
Yeah.
and then you're in so much joy because you're holding a high vibration. They'll ask you, how do you stay so joyful? And I say, well, I use my Be the Light. I ask and intend. And one of my major teachers, of course, is Christ. Truth, beauty, love, and goodness, right there. And I know different people have different pictures of how to go up the ladder of vibration. And to me, it doesn't matter what religion you use. If you are going up the ladder and releasing your personality and allowing that light to come through, and it is aligned with divine principles of truth, beauty, love, and goodness, that's it. That's it right there. So we will do the simple Be the Light process in a little bit. But I already heard Jeff so beautifully bringing in the light. I don't know, everybody's saying be the light. I don't know, did you get the memo ahead of time that we're going to be talking about be the light? Because you've got it. And I thought, when I first opened it, I go, I can't tell these people anything because you've got the light. I feel it. I'm just telling you how I came to the light, and a little bit different, because on that chandelier of God's work here, my prism is working with, for me, the science, so it's credible when I speak to Mormon women, when I go out in my little Queen's caravan around the country. I can sit with people and be inclusive, that it is the light of source, no matter what you call it. Be the light.
Right.
Be a high vibration. So we have some questions here, and Eva touched on them a little bit, and I thought we could just have a ping pong conversation. And the first is, this is so beautiful. Yeshua has made it clear that we literally are made of light and love. Yes. And the more we become light and love, we actually start to glow, and it's easy for us to know the next step, and we are healthy. So positive thinking assists us, and we are tuning forks for the transformation of this planet by bringing in high degrees of light, high degrees, because that wattage is going to change everything. So the fact that we are made of light and love, how does this revelation affect how you see yourself? And maybe some of you have stories when, oh my God, I realized I wasn't just this personality in this human operating system. I am light. So I'm going to zip it for a minute and listen.
Go ahead and unmute yourself and share. Who would like to go first? Josie?
Yeah, I can go first. As I always tell Eva and the Hart family, I actually came in a certain way. Now, I didn't know how far it spreads or what it was really about, but I just like to laugh. And it always helped me to feel so much better. And I love music. So when I would go on punishment at home, it wasn't punishment, because I would be in the room listening to music and dancing and laughing and enjoying myself. And then my mother had to come and take my take my radio out of the room, because what she was trying to do, I wasn't doing. So every place that I would go, I find myself surrounded with a lot of people because of my light. Now, I didn't see it as my light. I saw it as my joy. And so that's something that I've carried most of my life. There have been times now that I've got low in energy, but I was very aware of it. And I would be scrambling around before I knew about metaphysics, scrambling around, trying to get back to that place where I feel good at. How I would know is when I go out and people would just automatically speak to me or touch me or come up and kiss me on my cheek or even tell me that my light was showing. And then after I got in metaphysics, then I understood that the light is always shining in truth, but you cover it with doubt and fear and unworthiness and things like that. But I had a way of getting past that by laughing. When I laugh, when you laugh, there's nothing else there. No pain, no suffering, no doubts, no lack, no limitation. Everything is just joy. And so I just like the way it feels. So I don't have any problem being the light. I do sometimes question myself because of health challenges, but I'm beginning to see that even in light, because I'm the one that creates my own reality. So I always say, whatever I resist, I persist. So I stop resisting it and start embracing it and knowing myself to be the light. So I'm much better in that area too.
I'd like to confirm something that I've done probably 1,000 voice profiles on my computer, computerized
Okay.
voice profiles. And there was a couple that came to my booth, a little couple, and they're jabbing each other and they're laughing. They had the highest vibrational fields I had ever seen in my life. And they said, "We do laughter yoga." And they're just
Okay.
when you release all the tension from your body,
Mm-hmm.
there's no stress. And then it gets things moving. I love how you're diving deep into the journey of health challenges, because there's always so many nuggets there. Yeah, I heard that Jesus didn't laugh too often because he wasn't tense. He was fully relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes laughing helps us, work out the tensions and such. And it's so good. It's contagious. So your laughter
Right.
is so healing and healthy for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. And we've done laughter yoga at some of our advances. Lynn Cox from Canada is the one that often led us. And we would have so much fun. The thing was that we'd be sore afterwards from laughing so much.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
laughter really does bring us up to that higher vibration, joy.
Yes, it does.
And one of the triggers for me is gratitude. When I'm in a grateful state, it's so easy to feel joy and to feel love and to know that everything I'm creating out there is love. And grateful.
What
Go
you
ahead.
just said is so true. You choose your thought with an intention and it grows. And what I found is the more that I master my energy field, if I have a negative thought, it has the wattage 100 times of what it used to be, because I've really learned to tune my body to emanate energy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so a negative, I can't afford a negative thought anymore. It overtakes me and I almost feel sick. But a positive thought just keeps going. It's like you're sending out tendrils, and through quantum field, quantum entanglement, new science, we
Right.
know that our voice is like a butterfly in Thailand. It goes across to Russia. If you're thinking of someone, it changes the outcome of things, of experiments. So if you're thinking about someone else lovingly or negatively, you're actually impacting them negatively. So our thoughts are so important, and that conscious intention is so important. And when we work with the Be the Light steps, you'll see how it helps you responsibly. I tell people the good news and the bad news is you are responsible for how you think and what you choose. The actions just fall out of that. So be awake,
Right.
hold on. Anybody else want to talk about this revelation of, boy, I'm much more than this physical. I'm light. I'm light.
Hello,
Hey, Greg, go
just
ahead, Greg.
Greg,
Hi.
just saying, I agree. I think we have a responsibility because if we're all not here on this program right here to search for something. We already know what we are and what we're doing. And for me personally, growing up Catholic, big staunch, in your face, school, all this, but after getting off into the world, and I see how when I was always a good person. I was always happy. I was always thinking positive, always laughing. I was doing that, being the third child, the middle guy. But to see folks' reactions, and I always thought I was doing wonderful, and I thought I was doing good. And then I had a dark time. All I did my whole life was cook for people. That's all I did was prepare meals, go out, make sure either patients were fed and their families were happy and they were getting better. And I worked with dietitians, and I'm trying to do the best I can. It made me so happy. And just being that upbeat positiveness for the whole kitchen. You needed to set that tone, and it wasn't like a burden on me, but I felt it as an obligation, but it came natural. But then once I had my second, like a rebirth, like I really did, like after I quit drinking and I quit working as much as I was, and I really got the message of what you're doing is right. And then you get wrapped in a cocoon and you doubt yourself a little bit. Am I doing it right? When people start looking up to you and they start questioning you, and I found a Cosmo, which I do with another group, and I know I am the light. I know I am the Christ consciousness. Sometimes I still struggle with that, and I have my doubts, and I have a lot of small circle and big circles coming at you with questions. But when your family and you guys we're all resonating on that same frequency, maybe not on the same wavelength all the time, but you know I've been pulling myself down and hiding myself a little bit because I'm like, fuck, am I really this, am I really? And you know what? And people start missing you, and they come around and they say, "Hey, you're not around anymore." Like, well, where are you? And it's this energy now in this last 2 years of my life has been crazy good. I've been, oh my God, I was this close to coming over and seeing all you guys in Washington a year ago when I was out at the LA Life Expo. And there's a lot of people awakening right now with a great big hearts. Some
Yep.
not as great, and others, but I just shut my mouth and I learn because I talk a lot. I do. I'm in a kitchen. I used to be, and I used to, and you go from being, you think the cock of the walk and you're in charge. But when you come from the heart, people will still resonate with you, or you don't even have to care about if you're resonating with them or not. But when you see them later on and you're like, oh man, and you're just, and you cry together and you just gel together and it makes you smile. And it's fun. It really is. And I love that laughter yoga. I never heard that before. I'm 55 years old, never heard the word laughter yoga. I've worked a bunch of things, but that just is really cool to me because I just think laughter is the best medicine. And it is, there's no seriousness in the kingdom. But then again, you have to learn to put down your toys to be, to deal with some difficult situations that might arise. And that's where I've been learning the last 2 years, putting down the bottom, putting down the extra workloads, not taking on people's opinions and saying, that's not me. I'm not, that's an illusion. Like, I'm not listening to you. You can tell me what you believe I am, but I know I'm being light.
You are. You have the big heart.
But just being humble and being grateful, like you said, Eva. It's it's a learning process. And when I'm allowed to teach that, and I don't know how to do it quite right yet, and I don't know if I'm great enough, but I know I am. And I just like to share that word, and my small circle's starting to pick up on that. My small family and my bigger family, my relations and my friends. You lose people. If they're not serving you any good, they shouldn't be there. And the same people with my whole AA stuff years ago, where it's not that energy for you. So I go out and I don't have to even search for it. It's right there. It's right here. It's all within.
That's
And
right.
I need a lot of quiet time to do that sometimes, but those people gravitate to you and it makes you smile. Like, I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy to see all of us here, and thank you. And it just keeps getting better. But
Thank
sometimes,
you.
You get frustrated with some computer glitches and some bumps in the road. But it's just a blessing to be around like-hearted people and just be learning. Like, I'm cocky. I think I know everything, and that's just a nature. But when I know that I know, and I come from my heart all the time, it always makes people smile. And I'm thankful for that. And thank you all for that. I don't care who you are out there right now in this group. And every second counts, and it means something to me. And I take it to heart all the time, and I try and share it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's
Thank
so important that we come together for the confirmation of these changes being upgraded, for the divine plan, the frequencies coming in to assist us to create new benevolent systems. We have to find our teammates, and you find your teammates when you're vibrating in such a
Right.
way that they can see you and want to co-create. And so it is a process. And the important thing is come out of isolation. People call me and say, oh my God, I have all this energy. I'm ringing in my ears. I say, welcome to the club. Yeah, there's so much that we're all going through together now. And that self-doubt is normal. But to be honest with you, it's okay to say, I am bringing light, the source light here that has been missing from earth. I work with the teachings of Yeshua, which are pure. And I'm going to tell a very quick story. I am the light. I mean, even saying it right now, oh my God, yeah, pinch myself. I was meditating and I was walking with a male with a big cloak. And this was my inner vision meditating. And I'm walking and I can tell it's a master who knows everything. And the minute I think of a question, I hear the answer in my head. And I'm saying to myself, who is this master? He put the cloak down and looked at me and smiled. And I said, it's Jesus Christ here in this vision with me. And I got down on my knees. It was a beach in the sand. And he jumped and got on his knees. He said, don't you understand? We're both children of God. Together. we're on the same team. I thought, oh my God, he's not way up there like in the church, you know, and I'm the sinner down here. This is a team effort, and it accelerates when we come together, when we ask questions, when we discern, and then make these choices aligned with our will. So the choice is every day. The next question is, how can we show up, or how are you showing up in your practical life that you know this is the truth, that you are the light? How are you? Did I say that question right there? I've got it right here. Was that right? How do you make this truth real in your daily life? In other words, it's not out here. It's not an intellectual thing that you understand spirituality, but how do you show up with your tough parents, or a narcissistic partner, or a tough work? How can you show up in the light in everyday life, not just, you know, in your head?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go
I've
ahead, Jeff.
learned,
There's the yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
oh,
gotta go
Jeff,
to work in a sec.
Yes.
But yeah, no, for me, yeah, just being that light is like that step back beyond everything, and then you like, well, yeah, it's kind of like what I was writing about this morning with freaking like Trump or whatever, antagonistic thing you have in your head is like cool. As long as you're pushing against it, then there's always like another thing to push against. But when you just are the light, yeah, 'cause that's kind of what I was seeing in that vision, was just stepping back and being the light, just going up within your own energy, within energy, and then it reflects it within other people, because I think we all kind of want the same thing. We just are going about it different ways. We all kind of want peace, love, power, strength, whatever it is. It's just how we go about it, instead of from the outside in, from the inside out, and then seeing that we all have that. But then, so yeah, whether it be family, and I used to be a pastor, and then had so many people coming against me as I was coming into oneness, this like light and love that we all are, and not just if you believe in Jesus, then you are saved kind of thing. So I've had a lot of antagonistic people coming up, but as I would stop trying to convince people of the truth and just be the truth, first of all, it just feels a lot better. And then also like I could see it start to come out within them of like, oh cool, like they're so dug into what they believe because they find some kind of peace within it. And then if you can kind of just be that peace, and it helps unlock the stagnant, this is the way. So like, well, this is a way, then we can all share the same kind of flow, that same energy.
And this
Yeah.
is how you become the light most effectively, with no resistance or judgment in your voice, because forgive them, for they know not what they do. They have their own journey. And our country has its own journey to see certain patterns fulminating. And of course, disruptors come in to speed up that which is not built on divine principles. And everyone is learning. And rather than focusing on the negative or going to do something you don't want to do, but you feel you should, our best power is just to be the light and to pray and then enjoy your life. That is how you can be the very best save the planet person. Because let me tell you, if you're proselytizing to one of your relatives or trying to tell them this, they're pushing back, and they won't want to be the light because they don't want to be a person punishing someone else with their beliefs. So being the light is the answer to every quandary.
So be it. Yes. So it is. Yeah, it's just the be.
It is. There you go.
Amen. Yes.
Just like in that quote, Joshua says, the light does not judge itself.
Right.
Would you judge the light? No. That's what makes all the difference. And that brings us to that higher vibration.
Yeah. One of my favorite Bible verses that I love is where Jesus, or it's in the New Testament, he says that as we behold him as he is, as in a mirror, we will be as he is.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's what we all are too. It's that light. I got to get going for work, but love you guys. I'll try to listen as much as I can.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Blessings. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful.
Arena, looks like you were raising your hand.
I just love this conversation because I think years ago I prayed to be like Christ. And, you know, I think more and more, the more you think about it and the more you think about your attitude and what you want for yourself, then it becomes part of who you are. And, you know, with each step you take in that direction, it just internalizes, and it's just the way I live now, you know, to have peace and to have love and to be the Christ that I was intended to be when I came in on this planet. And that's the most important thing in my life.
Thank you. Thanks. And I think, Jan, that's something that you are teaching as well about the life contract. Jan's going to be teaching a course for us, 8 or 10 sessions on the Be the Light process. Ahead, Jan.
Through all the different aspects of our life, because it applies to relationship, your mission, and your prenatal contract. If you are listening to this right now and you're with us, you knew since you were little that you were here to do something different and you had gifts, but of course you couldn't see what the results were. Every single person has that same story. Well, we are co-creating heaven on earth. And we don't know what that looks like because we've never seen it. But we know how it feels, and we know how being together with other people vibrating at the Christed consciousness level. From what I understand, Christ allowed, he opened up that, you know, that figure 8 and allowed the full quotient of source to come into himself, implanted it into earth and subsequent people, bloodlines. And it is so easy for us to merge into the light by thinking, by hearing the words and working with them. So he is a very beautiful, easy ladder to go up and access your own divinity. He's like the superhighway. And anyone that was around him through vibration in his field that allowed themselves to avail themselves of that Christ of consciousness had healings because he held the perfect divine balance of everything. So by being happy and not worrying where things are going to be, being happy, you're pushing the envelope towards more divine, aligned truth, beauty, love, and goodness for the planet. I never thought I'd say that, the being absolutely happy, because my old self would have said, that's selfish.
Yeah.
No, having stories of limitation, they're not true. There is enough food. We can clear the air. We can do anything. The information and the resources are there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Joshua tells us all the time, we are unlimited and unbounded. We've got to believe that first.
Right. Yep.
So I think we've covered the last question. Do you see how sharing your light as love and joy can transform your life? Well, I did mention earlier that if you're happy and clear, you will only attract other people happy and clear as your co-creation friends, and the rest you don't worry about. I had a sister at one point, she said, you know, we don't know what you're doing, but you're so much happier than all of us. And the other one said, we have no idea what you're doing, but don't get so far ahead of us that we can't see you. I thought that was interesting, that she knew that I was becoming light. And actually, as we become light and come in resonant community and choose new loving ways of living, when it was said the meek shall inherit the earth, we don't inherit the whole earth. We inherit a realm of living that is beneficial and pure and divine alignment. And
right,
that is why we are coming together as community now, to allow that to happen.
Beautiful. Absolutely true. Absolutely. Darlene, would you like to comment on anything that we've been talking about? Any of the questions or anything that Jan has said?
Oh, I have a lot of things going through. Eva knows that in my church and community that I also sing. And as I have opened up within myself and released old energy, released old hurts, the love and the joy that is coming through is also coming through in my music. And I know, I mean, I can feel that vibration myself, and then to be part of it, to be able to share it when I sing for a group is, as you said, amazing when you do that in community and sharing that energy and raising the vibration. That I just I feel a great, and I can feel my light, and it's awesome. And somebody said that to me the other day, who is not, say, part of our church gathering, and just said, "You're a very positive person." Says, how do you do that?" As you were asking, and I said, well, I set the intention each day that I choose. My affirmation is, today I choose joy. And I do that each day. I start with that joy vibration and gratitude, as you mentioned, and go about just being who I am. And as you said, just being that self, being that light, people can feel that around you. And I can certainly, as I continue on my journey, I'm certainly feeling that, and I'm a lot more aware of that, not only for myself, but for those around me.
So can I ask you this? Do you say your life is getting easier?
Yes,
And
yes,
it feels better,
absolutely. Oh, most definitely.
and you're receiving more love from other people,
Yes,
and you're creating joyful states in community.
yes.
This is heaven. You're bringing heaven to earth. Good job.
Awesome.
I mean, it doesn't get any better. Yeah. And then you will model that to those who are still snarky and this and that competitive, and they'll kind of be on the edge, and they'll begin to ask, how do you do that? First, they'll poke a little bit, and you can't invite troublemakers to sit in the middle of the party anymore. You have to have boundaries. So we can't use all our energy to go rescue people. We are lighthouses, and we value setting sacred space in high vibrations. So we can sometimes dissuade people from being party poopers just by loving them. And sometimes we just put a gentle little separation there and assist and support and say, how can I help you come in and be part and feel comfortable? So that's our job now, almost as if we're triage agents for those who don't know quite what to do. And so by being the light and being open to teach them to fish. Don't do it for them. Don't, yeah, all that stuff Jesus says pretty true. Still stands the test of time. Yeah, it has stood the test of time.
Sarah, did you want to comment on anything? We haven't heard from you. You're such a wonderful light.
Well,
There's-
I love just being here and listening. I've been thinking about sort of not even specifically, but the whole idea of light. It's been sort of a generalized thing in my mind, and I love listening to just making it more real and it's feeding me to listen to all of this because I know something's going on with me that's made me think, yeah, the light,
Right.
it's somehow working through me in a way that I haven't even been able to identify, especially, but it's like it's there, and it's I think my awareness is growing, and I'm very grateful for this conversation. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
It's
Thank you.
it's real. It's not just a nebulous
Yeah.
idea. And that's why I wanted to see pictures of my biofield, my electromagnetic field lit up. And the one day when I finally did some processes and I said, oh my God, I feel perfect. I did the aura and I was pure gold and I had a halo. So I think the saints a long time ago, people could see their auras when they went over a certain vibration. So it's real. This light, this upping, we have these exotonal points. And in the class, I'll talk about our biofield as reflectors, holders of light, how disease states create imbalances in the body and different organs can be low, and how you can work with them and get your vibration back up again. And and then it's unique for every single person too. I use a lot of tools, sound instruments. Basically, I use sound instruments to get people out of their head. Because if you hear this,
Right.
uh, that's it, stop thinking. Stop thinking. Yeah, let source take over. And I'm thinking this could be a good time to do the meditation. Does this feel like it'd be a good time to move into our meditation? Okay,
Let's move into the meditation now. That
so
would be great.
it's so simple. And I have to say, I didn't create it. However, I called it Be the Light. And I have hundreds of YouTubes on my channel. Jan Jorgensen, Be the Light, and so Be the Light. And I have a logo. And this is it. I got it from different spiritual teachers. 3 steps. I'm going to talk about the steps. First, we always take a breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Physiologically, this works with your vagal system and allows you to prepare to let go and stop thinking and enter the 0 point within your heart, the wisdom, and to choose an intention. So take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. So we are embarking on this process that is going to give you the reins of your consciousness. And in this process, you can ask and intend, those are the words we use, that's the magic words, with your voice, lining up your human will, which is super duper. And you can decide what you want to bring in or what you want to release or what you want to experience. You're doing it all the time anyway, but not real awake and consciously most of the time. Let's take another deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful. And then we use in a voice that vibrates our whole body so we know we mean it. We're not thinking about anything else. And these are the words. I ask and intend to set a sacred space. I'm the sacred space. I imagine that I'm in this beautiful healing tent geometric structure that matches the rest of the universe. I fit perfectly in with everything, but now I'm going to separate myself out as a divine being. I ask and intend to remove everyone else's thoughts and energy from my sacred space now. Notice how you have a lot more room in there. I remove my to-do list. I remove even my own thoughts, which are based on the past, personality, assumptions. So in this moment, we take our attention to our heart, and we are so infinitely safe and grounded that we can actually shift something profoundly, have an experience. And now with God's grace of our free will to be a creator being, we each are going to have our own intention. So let's choose the intention of, as Eva said, bringing in appreciation for this community, this expansion of the vibration of appreciation, which is a facet of love. Loving and appreciating this opportunity with other divine beings, connecting with the super heavenly highways of the vibration as guided by the Divine Master, Yeshua. So just so you know, usually in the Be the Light, I don't use all these words, but I'm kind of teaching it and explaining it all at once. So now we're going to go through it as a meditation. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place our entire energy-filled body in a beautiful healing tent, a geometric structure. It is very peaceful as we have no thoughts. We can let go and be safe and grounded. We surround ourselves with the beloved divine masters, Yeshua, any angels, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, you choose. They hold a very high vibration and a loving countenance for you. Feel your heart opening into this safety and beauty and love now. We ask and intend to simply now open our crown chakra, just pull back the veils, open up that little sands of time. And we ask the Creator makes us a beautiful bucket of divine appreciation essence light, pure light. And this is now formed into a ball of fractalating rainbow frequencies, vibrations of appreciation, of loving this moment, loving the other humans that showed up, the technology, Eva facilitating it, Josie's prayer. And so this beautiful ball of light brings the pure vibration of appreciation. Take a breath and let it begin to melt down in through the top of your head and feel this light coming in. It is very gentle and very warm and glowing, and it is a fine-tooth comb working through your brain circuitry of any tendency, history of blocking appreciation. We're opening the full heavenly gates that you are now a super power appreciator of all this goodness that is here present on earth for you. So breathe it in, down into your eyes so you may see that which is beauty, beautiful to be appreciated. Bring it into your fingertips that you may hold your mouth, all these resources to appreciate coming in, books, people, music, singing. Your heart is now so full that it has to stretch, like the suitcases that zip for something bigger. In fact, your heart is deciding to drop all of its walls and just open to the entire planet and let all of this appreciation flow through you so that it flows into every human heart. You are the Holy Grail. You are bubbling appreciation to every human heart, so they are getting more good things. They're accessing more resources, more joy, and more love through you. Beautiful. So all of this is now flowing through your own body, and you are appreciating any challenges or lessons that will help you eventually turn towards emerge with more light. Beautiful. Oh, that was good. Yeah, you're going deep, deep, deep into your physical tissues and appreciating messages and lessons, and all is harmonizing and balancing and appreciating. And as we take our next deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth, we feel that our entire body is now synchronized in this full expression of God's love on earth as we appreciate it, imbibe it, and share it, and glow with it in this moment to the highest degree possible. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It's still flowing, flowing and glowing. Now we ground this, we let it go out the bottom of our feet, connecting deeply into the new earth grid, which is brilliantly reflecting back the divine plan, Earth's new heavenly realm for humans with eyes to see and ears to hear. So breathe that earth appreciation. The earth is appreciating you, and Yeshua and all these divine beings are appreciating you. This is just one big congratulatory, celebratory, bubbly champagne party. And we simply just asked and intend to receive and fully embody the vibration of appreciation. So take a nice deep breath. And if you need to, go ahead and tap. So we're coming back here in our more usual consciousness, but now new colors. It's like a beautiful kaleidoscope that is now reorienting. We ask that this vibration stabilize and integrate fully and gracefully through each of our biofields, emotional and mental fields for the greatest good now. Take a nice deep breath. And so to finish this, I always say, let's put a beautiful golden resilient egg around our body. So anything that's harsh or challenging or snarky right now bounces off. It just bounces off. It can't get in. So feel the vibration of your hands. Do this and feel there's something there. There's something radiating. That's the full dose of appreciation that your body just took in. So that's the be the light process. Breathe, ask and attend to set a sacred space, call in the big helpers, and then make a decision. Release something or bring something in. Open up, let it shimmy down, and then ask for integration, and put a golden resilient egg. So that's how you can heal anything. That's how you can go into really high vibration states and make miracles. Yeah. And then I get together with friends who really know how to do this, and we state what we want to reestablish according to divine principles in the 3D world. And then we see the results of it. We watch and see how it moves. But this is like using our magnifying glass of simple physics. That's all we did was harness vibration for good, for goodness. So is there any questions or anybody want to say, yeah, Gregory, yeah.
You are amazing. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your thoughts on, I've been working on, I know my past and I don't dwell in that, but using my imagination to see where I'm going in my life. Can you give me your thoughts on imagination and how it helps us?
Well, we can't really see and form the future in our own vision. Some people have that ability, but it's malleable based on the consensus of people waking up and benevolent pictures. What you can do is ask, what is the next step? What is the next thing for me to see? Because I was told, Jan, you always want to see everything, but if you go off into that fantasy, it's not going to help you be here now with the
Right.
next step. And that's what humans need. Picture that you have we're going across from one paradigm to the next, and it's like one of those jungle gym things, and a lot of it takes pure trust and courage. So I tell people, one golden tile at a time, and you will never go wrong. If you I ask and intend, show me the next best step. Give me a picture, a word, show me, and then take that energy and then use what Mary Magdalene always called it, creative imagination. So this is where I'm at now. I don't use just Jan's experiences, but I recently planned a big barn party. So the night before, it was huge. I mean, it was no RSVP, 140 people could have showed up. So I would just sit there and Spirit would say, now you're going to go in and you're going to put this here and do this and do that. I actually don't even have to think anymore.
Right.
Is laid out the next step. And people often say, in fact, our friend Kimberly just gave me this little unicorn. She says, you make the impossible real. Because I just ask what's next, and they show me a movie. Or sometimes I'll hear a word like, you will have wished you moved out of this house while you still could. The house had mold and it made me very sick. And then it got flooded. So anyway, Spirit comes to us in different ways. But if we are in the flow and I'm open this and not just Jan being distracted, but if I'm like this, the next step is laid out and it feels so good. I don't want to hurry the Monopoly game. I don't want the divine plan to be over tomorrow because you fold the game, you go away. And then what? Well, we live the divine plan. I'm enjoying every step. Every step. You like to cook. You're feeding people. Magic of the food coming together and sitting and having that little bit next extra talk that opens and stretches them. And you think, I'm feeding them more than food here. Okay? That joy, who wants that to be over? Enjoy it. Be languorous in the joy of the moment. And that'll grow until every moment is a pearl, and that we won't have drama, troublesome earth issues anymore through you choosing joy in every moment.
present.
Hallelujah.
Be
Yay.
present. Wow.
We're doing it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so very much. And I hope that you've been inspired to know that it would be a wonderful investment of your time to join Jan this fall in one of our classes, where she's going to go in much deeper into each one of the processes that she went through really quickly, like with us now. So that's so. I'm so excited about this class that you're going to be doing, and all of you can come in and really dive into the wisdom that our beloved Jan has shared with us. So I'm going to just do a few more announcements, and then we'll have Josie pray us out here too. But is there anything absolutely urgent that anybody has to say? I don't want to leave anybody hanging on anything. Okay. If not, I will continue my sharing. Thank you for those discussion questions, and I love one of your illustrations about this being the light. I was looking for the photograph that you spoke about, Jan, but you'll have to see it in the class of Jan's aura when she's singing. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it begins in September, and I'll have more information about it. But it's the key phrase is understanding consciousness as a frequency, and knowing how to use that frequency is very, very powerful. And again, we'll be doing courses with Bill, who was with us 2 months ago. And I want to remind everyone that if you have prayer requests, Josie's in charge, but we have a wonderful prayer team. You can find a confidential prayer request form on our homepage at oakbridgeuniversity.org. And we're actually going to have a new website coming online within the next few weeks. It's going to be updated and lots more flexibility and information. So I'll let you know about that as well. But we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and we really appreciate your support. And please go on to our YouTube channels, the Joshua the Personal Christ channel. We now have 189 recordings on there of Joshua discourses, prayers, meditations, poetry, artwork, and music that Jeff has been curating and coordinating and composing. It's really a lot of fun there. And as well on the new portal, Heart Family Portal, Oakbridge University YouTube channel. I try to get as many of our Expanding Viewpoint Heart Family members speaking on that one as well, because Joshua actually told us that we need to share our stories with each other because we are the masters here. And just like the incredible stories that Jan, you've shared with us, it's important that we share with each other just how much we create. And of course, we'll be having a new version of our bookstore. The wonderful Joshua Daily Devotionals is on there that Miriam illustrated, and the audiobook for volume 9. So we really, really appreciate all of your donations that keep us in the technology and also keep us connected. So at this point, anything that anyone like to share before any appreciations for Jan here? Yay.
I'd like to say to Jan, now I remember the last time I saw you on Zoom talking about music, and you started singing for hospice. And so as you were speaking, even before you got into meditation, I started to vibrate. So I realized that you are definitely vibrating high. So I was in alignment with your frequency because my body started to vibrate. And I said, whoa, okay. This is really, really beautiful to prove to yourself that you're beyond what you see, but yet what you don't see, you can feel it, but you don't see it. And so I felt your vibration, or maybe I should say I felt my own, both of us together as one. So that's what I wanted to say about you. But yes, I remember the workshop now, or the play shop.
Play shop, yes, we do play shops. So Josie, would you be willing to do our closing prayer?
Yes, yes. As we become still, Jan, we know that you are wrapped in love and light, and that you're on your divine assignment, the same as us, but you're very much conscious of your assignment. And we are so grateful that you have said yes to the Father. Yes, Father, I will go. Yes, Father, I will be. Yes, Father, I will express your love in all that I think, feel, say, and do. And so we join Jan by knowing that she has come by divine appointment. And to have all of us in peace, in love, and in joy. We know we are walking powerhouses. We're not guessing anymore. We know that we are. And so our light is shining so bright. So bright sometimes do you think that something or someone is moving before you, truly making your rough places smooth and your crooked places straight. So as we go forth in this day that we have made, truly we shall rejoice and be glad in it. So we are thankful that each soul that is represented here, those that for whatever reason didn't come, but we know they are here in spirit, for there is only one self. There's only one of us appearing as the many. So Father, we go forth now in peace and love and in joy, knowing that it is nothing for us to do really, but just be, just be. Thank you so much, Jan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All is well and well indeed. And so it is. Amen and amen.
Amen. We are so grateful. I would love to be able to share this on YouTube. If you do not want your part of what you shared to be out there publicly, let me know and I will edit your comments out. But this has been so powerful that I really, really think that sharing it with our heart family would be a very big blessing. So
Yes.
yeah, thank you so very much. And we'll meet again next month. I'm still working on the next speaker, but just know that we will come again and feel that inspiration and the community of love that we are. It's so
Yes.
Arena, could you stay just a few seconds when everyone else goes?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay,
Thanks, me. Is that what you said, me?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
So
so
bye,
much,
everybody.
Jan.
We're gone. Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.